Today, we talk about a swim bait hack you probably have never heard of, but you should definitely know about. The spawn is a long-awaited time of year when most anglers are shaking off the winter blues. During this time, excitement builds in bass anglers from across the country. For this is the time of year that opportunity is right for catching the fish of a lifetime. With this excitement comes anglers, lots and lots of anglers. The fish are up in the shallows and they are easy prey for those with sharp eyes. With all these added anglers concentrated up shallow, the fish will experience the most pressure that they will face all year long. They will have hundreds, if not thousands, of baits presented to them. I'm going to show you a technique today that will leave you saying, why haven't I thought of this before? I'm talking about a technique that could possibly change your way of springtime fishing forever. I will discuss when and where to use it, how to rig it, and what tackle you should be throwing it on. If you like today's video, be sure and check out our other videos. Tell me about a special technique that maybe you've developed or one that you use in your everyday angling. Drop it down in the comments below and let us know. Guys, I've been throwing this bait very quietly for about 4 years now. I recently seen a video on YouTube about it, so now that the secret is out, I thought I would share my experiences with it with you. I've been a long time proponent of doing what others have overlooked or that they simply aren't doing. With this rig, you can follow up very thorough anglers and leave them wondering, how in the world is he catching those fish? We just threw our entire tackle box at them. We didn't get a single bite. This rig is that good. I've seen it time and time again. Let me introduce you guys to the sneak rig. Now let's get started on rigging and finding out what kind of tackle you need to throw it on. All right guys, the sneak rig, it's gonna be the most simplistic bait, and like I said, you're gonna think, why didn't I think of this, okay? You just need a few elements for this. Number one, I like to throw a little kind of a boot tail or a paddle tail swim bait. I like a 2.5 to 3 inch. You can throw them bigger, up to 4 or 5 inches, I guess, if you would want. But my goal is to throw something like a regular size fluke, but it's important to me that it has like a swim bait paddle tail on it. The next thing you're going to need is like a 32nd to a 1/16 of an ounce nail weight. The hook you're going to use, I got these are little Gamakatsu circle hooks with a weed guard on them. That's what I like to use. It goes through grass, brush, all that sort of stuff. And I'm throwing this on a Lew's Mach 1. This is a 6'9", medium heavy, fast tip. So it's a pretty stout rod. That way you can get those big ones out of places that you need to. I'm going to show you quickly how I rig this bait up here. I take my bait here and I turn it upside down where the paddle tail is up. And then I like to use a 32nd to a 1/16 of an ounce weight. And I'm going to go right in that belly, right where I would normally put the hook. I'm going to push that in there. And then I always have a little bit of super glue on my boat. This helps make things work out better sometimes. This here is actually JB Weld brand industrial strength super weld. And I just put a little drop right there where that went in, just one single little drop. And I kind of pinch that thing together. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my weed guard, and I'm going to turn this swim bait right side up, and I'm going to come right through the nose. And you need to make sure you have it straight here, and I'll tell you why here. You want a good straight presentation, because when that bait swims, not only does that tail paddle, but this bait is going to rock like that, okay? Now I use this bait pretty much all year long, especially if I'm going to a lake that has a lot of heavy pressure, a lot of angler pressure. I like to pull this out if the fishing is slow. You can catch them small, you can catch them large, and you can catch them in numbers on it. It's real good around brush piles. If you got some stump fields somewhere, you can capitalize with it there, especially off of a point in the springtime that's leaving out of the spawning bed area. What I try to do is I try to hit the first hard cover that I can that's heading out toward the mouth of the cove, whether that be a stump field, a boat dock, a brush line. Here in Texas we call it buckbrush. That's real good. Man, this thing skips like a dream. You can skip it up under docks, you can skip it up under low-hanging trees. It works great. I can't say enough good things about it. And what you're doing is you're showing those fish, especially in the springtime, something that they probably haven't seen, because they've seen, like I said, hundreds if not thousands of creature baits and worms and lizards and just a plethora of things thrown in that bed trying to get them to bite. And maybe they have bit 2 or 3 times, and maybe they're a little gun shy. They probably haven't seen a swim bait swim by, but they're not on the bed anymore. They've moved off. They've done their spawning. They're moving out to rest a little while before they start heading out to the secondary points and the main lake points to start feeding up and recovering from the spawn by feeding on those spawning shad. If you have shad spawn or herring spawn or whatever is in your area, they're gonna find that first hard cover to get to. But I'm gonna drop you a video right here. Just let me preface it a little bit, okay? I was out fishing on Lake Fork just a couple days ago, and I was doing exactly what I'm talking about. I went to the spawning area. I'm not a big bed fisherman. I don't have anything against it. I can't see good enough, and it's really not all that fun to me. But that's beside the point. But I was heading back to an area where I knew a lot of fish spawned. And there's a boat dock on the right-hand side. There's a boat dock on the left-hand side. But the one on the left-hand side has wooden pilings that go down. And it's a double boat dock, and it's got a little porch on the front. So I kind of eased by there. I used my live scope. It's about 5 foot underneath there. And I seen a pretty good sized fish sitting under there. So I stopped and I throwed a shaky head up there, and she'd go down and look at it, and then she's like, nah, I don't want that. I pitch a creature bait up under there. She'd go down and look at it. Didn't want it. She would nose it, and then she's like, no, done been burnt on that. Skip a wacky rig up under there, and literally as that wacky rig was going down, that fish was just staying right with it. And she would just look at it, and then she would just swim just a foot or so back to a piling that she was hanging out by that was about 12, 15 feet up underneath this dock. So I thought, man, there's got to be something she'll bite. So I went on and I fished another 30, 45 minutes back up in this spawning flat, and I threw all kinds of baits, and I caught a few little fish, but I had that big fish back of my mind. I was like, sneaky rig. Let's try a sneaky rig. So I jumped in the back of the kayak. I got all the stuff, put it together, throwed it together, skipped that thing right up under there where she was at. I didn't have my live scope on this time. I had been trolling back from that spawning flat. Didn't have my live scope on, so I didn't see her, but I assumed that she was still there. I skipped it back up under there, and you'll see it here in the video. I skipped it. It skipped 2 or 3 times, and I just let it settle, and my line was slack. And then all of a sudden, I seen my line tighten up, and I set the hook, and you can see the rest in the video. There we go. A little better fish. There we go. That's what we came to Lake Fork for. Old Sneaky Rig done put it on them, boy. What is it? Sneaky Rig. That's what you come to Lake Fork for right there, boys and girls. That sucker just inhaled it, boy. $20.5. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed this little tackle hack here on Greenfish Nation today. I hope you try it. I hope that you catch the biggest fish of your life on it. If you do, be sure and let me know. Let me know how you like these types of videos by giving us a subscribe. Hit that old thumbs up button, give us a like. Drop us a comment. Tell us about that technique that's your favorite technique to use during the spring or any other time of year. Don't forget to check out our other videos. Until next time, guys, I'm John with Greenfish Nation. I want to wish each and every one of you tight lines.